I've never done a $500 box of halves, so thanks for looking through the first one with me. This one I ordered from the bank a couple weeks ago, and then they, got it in today. So they gave me a call and told me to come up there and pick it up. You know the dealio. So let's cut right to it. I mean, so what are we looking for with Kennedy half dollars? I mean, essentially they were introduced in 1964, and those are the ones that are really the most sought after, as far as both in a collectible manner as well as a sellable manner. So 1964s were half dollars that were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. Other ones to look for would be basically 65 through 70. Are essentially, they contain two layers, so they are 80% silver and 20% copper, with an inner layer that's like 21% silver and like 80 or 79% copper or something like that. So it comes out to be basically 40% silver is what's the important part. It makes it more valuable than the ones I'm about to mention. And it's also 60% copper. Overall coin has a diameter of 30.5 or 30.6 millimeters, and all of them have a reeded edge. So there's obviously other minor varieties. There's also error versions and varieties of these coins. But that's kind of the skinny on the basic foundation of what you're looking for. But let's go ahead and get into the box and see if we see anything or find anything that's worth value here. So you're probably asking, what's the deal with, other dates? There's obviously other dates of half-dollar coins. Well, let me break an egg knowledge for you. So, there are special collector coins from 65 to 67, and there's also ones in 92. So they're pretty affordable and easier to find if you just want to have something you can collect. In 75 and 76, the coins displayed a date of for the bicentennial, which was 1776 to 1976. And, essentially, doesn't that thing look pretty? So, that's something that's less. It's commemorative, but it's not collectible. So, there's billions of those made. In 1970, the United States made a Kennedy half that's both a Denver Mint Facility coin and a San Francisco Mint Facility coin. And the Philadelphia one did not produce any half dollars in 1970. If you get it with a D mint mark, then they're basically business strike. If you are wondering what those are, you can look it up on Google. I also explain in a couple other videos. But anyway, let's get right to it. So see a lot of 76. We'll just kind of take a gander through right off the top and just kind of see if we notice anything just in the top of the coins. I see one that looks pretty funky right here, so we'll start with this guy here. You can see there's a lot of toning going on. Can't really tell what it is. We got a 71 on the other side. Let's see. I got a handy dandy pokey tool. A gander. I'm just gonna kind of split these up. Also, I'm incapable of holding them, so let's kind of go. Alright, here's an interesting one. It's a 1972, 75% copper and 25% nickel. Missing part of that nickel layer on the outside of it. There you go, a lot closer to the camera. Now you can see what's going on. There we go. Getting my camera to refocus for you. Another thing you can do with these coins as well to kind of quickly look to see if there's silver in them is, for example, you can just take the roll, you can put it up to, just look at it. You can see how there's bonded different cores to the coins. You can also look at the edges as well, which is kind of funky here now that I mention it. This one here in the middle. So those are the ones that are going to have a primarily, there's no silver in them. Now an interesting one like this, for instance, doesn't have its reeded edge. It's a 1996. So let me see if I can get it close to the camera and it'll actually do something. It's not in the greatest condition. Now it could be, a dryer coin is what I refer to them as, which is one that's just been put through the dryer or just rubbed around so much that it's lost its edging. But it's definitely an interesting coin. Fun part's going to be re-rolling all of these. I'll talk about prices here in a bit on them. So, like I said, we can turn the whole thing sideways. You can see that copper layer there. So most likely none of these are going to be the dates that we're really looking for You can see a lot of these are bicentennials. Many of them are bicentennials, but they also had a very long run for bicentennials. So we got down to some 1971s. On this next one, it's kind of interesting. As you can see right here, this coin here, let me get it closer to the camera so you can see. You see how pink that is? So it's got some weird toning or color on it. As you can see on the edge of this coin, there's quite a bit of a pink color. I don't know if that was something that somebody just added on to the coin, or, you know, if it's actually part of the coin and just some weird color. So we'll look at that closer in another video. I'll update you on what I find. The same deal again. You can see on this coin right there how red that is. So we're going to pull that out. Die Gratia Regina FD Elizabeth II. 1 penny, 1964. I know I've seen these before. I want to say they're worth a few bucks. If you know about them, then let me know. But that's cool to find it in a half roll. So definitely cool. I'm gonna keep on to that coin. On something with a little bit of weird toning to it. 1972. Looks like we got a couple with some weird color on this round. Let's kind of... Year 2000. It's just some foreign. It looks like just yellow paint. See if we can zoom in on that a little bit. It's lost some of its layer, which is pretty interesting. Let's set that one aside. Looks like we got ourselves a silver of some sort in this one. Let's zoom up so you can see the difference here. You can see that coin here to the right of the tip of my finger. You can see the difference in composition on that coin. See what year it is. It's a 69 D. So it's a 40% silver. See the difference in that coin there? Let's zoom in and see if the camera will stop freaking out. It's a 1969. It's not in the greatest shape, but still very cool. So, I mean, on something like that, you know, you're basically looking at about $3 in value, $2 to $3. If it was uncirculated, you would be talking, you know, 6, maybe $12, something like that, 6 to $12, something in that realm. But still cool, so that would be our first silver of any sort we've come across. Looks like got some more with some red on it. It's 1980. But we will set that aside and look at it a little bit closer here in a bit. We have some interesting ones in this roll. We'll take a little bit closer look at them. We have another coin with red across the edges of it on the reading. So we'll look closer at that one. This one is a 1974. Got some interesting red tinting going on this coin. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer. You can see that. It's the same on the obverse of the coin. Set that aside also. Just somebody mark through it with a marker. And our last one. Alright, so after all that fun of opening up 50 rolls of Kennedy halves, these are the coins I set aside to kind of look for. I'm going to go through the other coins, you know, through a loop and see if I find any varieties or errors of those coins. But these are kind of ones I just pulled out. Some of them are worth a little bit more than face value. Some were more of just examples. So stuff like these two, and I'll pull them closer to the camera. These are more just examples of different toning and stuff like that. They're not, you know, I just like that kind of stuff. Same with this. It's probably not anything tone related. It's probably something that somebody added on to the coin later on. But it's just odd the way it kind of came up. Let's see if I can get it to focus a little better. But, you know, I'm going to try to look at that and see if I can figure out what caused that. This is also just kind of interesting toning on this coin as well. It runs over the whole coin. And then we got ones that are missing its glare. That's pretty cool. I just think it's a neat coin to keep on to. These two I think might have a double die, but I'm going to have to look at them more closely. Let's see. We have our... Where was it? I set it aside a second ago. Or, whoops. Sorry. These two are the ones that I think have double dies. And then this is our one that's a 40% silver, so I'll zoom in a little bit closer to that. It's a 69 D. So it probably has a couple doll hairs worth of value, but that's cool. I'm going to set that aside as well. These were just other toning, and this one might be another double die. I'm going to look at that as well. I'll let you know. And then we found this as well, which is a 1 penny coin, 1964. Elizabeth II coin. But I'll do a little research on that and put it in the description box of the video. But I just think it's neat to pull one out of a roll when searching through halves. So, you know. Sweet. Check me out in the next video. Thanks for checking out this video as we went through a bunch of halves. And it's kind of an oddity video. I don't do them as much, but I'm going to try to get into it. And keep in touch for the next bill searching video.